Listen closely, for this is the forgotten tale of the River Spirits' War.
The elders say there was a time when rivers were not just rivers. They breathed, they watched, they remembered, and beneath their ripples lived spirits ancient as moonlight, powerful as storms. This is a tale most villages forbid their children from telling aloud. A tale that sank into silence and silt. A tale of a war that nearly ended the world. The River Spirits' War. Part 1. Two Rivers, Two Souls. Long before the first village lifted its smoke toward the sky, two rivers shaped the land like twin veins. One was called the Serpent River, broad, shadowed, its waters thick with secrets. Its spirit was a towering woman woven from black water, her hair flowing like liquid obsidian, her eyes swirling with memories of the drowned. She was known as Naira, the keeper of depths. The other was the Dawnwater River, silver bright, rushing with life and clarity. Its spirit was a slender figure of shimmering water, glowing like morning sun across rapids. His name was Elian, the bringer of light. Where Naira flowed calmly and silently, Elian danced joyfully in sunlight. Though their natures differed, the two rivers wound through the land in harmony. Shadow and light, depth and clarity, the perfect balance. Part 2. The first footprints of humans. One day, humans discovered the fertile lands between the rivers. Their feet were tired, their voices thin with thirst, their hearts heavy with wandering. Seeing their desperation, Elian allowed his waters to soften and shimmer. His currents sang with nourishment, and the humans drank, relieved. Naira watched from the deep places, her expression unreadable. She did not dislike mortals. She simply understood them too well. The humans built their village between the twin rivers. At first, they honored both spirits equally, placing carved driftwood, fruit, and woven offerings at each bank. They sang their gratitude. They prayed for calm waters. And for a time, the rivers blessed them. But humans change faster than rivers. Part 3. When gratitude fades. As seasons passed, the village grew. More fields were carved into the land. More water was drawn from the rivers. Far more than the rivers could give without cost. Still, Elian forgave. His voice was gentle as he whispered through the reeds, hoping the humans would remember their promises. Naira, however, watched the new stone channels cutting into her banks. She watched log boats scrape her surface. She watched fishermen leave silent piles of broken netting along her shores. Her patience began to thin, yet the humans continued, blind to the river's warning. Then one night, a group of men, emboldened by superstition, spoke among themselves that the dark waters of the Serpent River were cursed, that deep places held monsters, that Nahara's shadows meant danger. They decided her waters needed to be cleansed. They crushed poisonous nightshade and scattered it into the river. The surface darkened. The fish fled, those who could. The tiny water spirits, small as silver droplets, died by the hundreds. As dawn broke, Naira rose from the depths, silent, tall, trembling with fury. Her voice dropped like stone into a well as she whispered into the wind that she would remember this grief for eternity. Part 4. The war begins. Elian surfaced beside her, his silver glow fading with sorrow. He begged her to show mercy. He pleaded that humans acted out of ignorance, not cruelty. But Naira turned away. That night, under a blood-red moon, she let her grief become wrath. Her waters surged outward with a thunderous roar. Fields flooded in minutes. Houses trembled on their foundations. Docks splintered like twigs. Whirlpools spun through Elian's peaceful streams. The bright waters were torn apart by currents darker than midnight. Elian fought to protect the village, lifting walls of glowing water to shield the terrified people. He pushed back the dark floods again and again until his own essence dimmed from exhaustion. The rivers collided with a fury the world had never witnessed. Light against shadow, clarity against depth. Every collision sent a crack of thunder through the skies. Spirits from both rivers rose to join the battle. Nahara's night currents, long, ribbon-like serpents made of black water, snapping their jaws at light. Elian's ripplings, small, darting spirits of silver water, glowing like droplets of stars. The humans could only scream and scatter, trapped between two warring gods. 7 nights and 7 days the battle raged. By the end, Both rivers were carved with wounds, and the land was nearly lost. Part 5. Amid ruin, a child steps forward. On the 8th morning, when both rivers had nearly exhausted themselves, a single child walked between them. Her name was Alma, a gentle girl barely 9 years old, her feet bare, her dress tattered from the chaos. She walked through mud and broken reeds without flinching. The waters hissed and steamed at her ankles, yet she did not turn away. She looked up toward the towering spirits, one of shadow, one of fading light, and in a trembling but steady voice, she pleaded, "Please, both of you stop." Naira stared down at her with eyes like whirlpools. Elian hovered beside her, barely holding himself upright. Alma's voice shook as she continued, her tone soaked in sorrow. "You're hurting each other. You're hurting us. But we deserve some of this hurt. I know that." She lowered her head, tears falling into the mud. "We took too much. We poisoned the waters we depended on. We forgot that rivers are alive." Her small hands clenched at her sides. "If you destroy each other, the land dies with you. If we lose one of you, balance dies. Please, teach us again. Don't drown us." Her plea echoed between the banks. For the first time in days, Naira hesitated. She saw not a thief, nor a destroyer, but a child brave enough to face a goddess of the deep. Elian's silver light flickered with hope. Part 6. The End of the War. At last, Nahara's dark waters began to calm, settling around the child without swallowing her. When she finally spoke, her voice rolled like distant thunder softened by rain. "Little one, you carry more wisdom than your elders." Elian offered the girl a weary smile of light. He reached out toward Naira, his voice quiet and pleading. "We were never meant to be enemies." For a moment, Nahara's form rippled. Then she reached out, resting her shadowed hand against his. The tension between the rivers eased like a long-held breath. Their waters shifted, swirled, blended, no longer at war, but in renewed harmony. A new river formed at their meeting place, a beautiful braid of silver and black, twisting together like the hands of old friends long parted. The land sighed in relief. The war was over. Epilogue, the legend lives on. Generations have passed since the river spirits' war. Villagers still leave offerings along the braided river's banks. Sometimes fruit, sometimes flowers, sometimes a whispered apology carried on the wind. And if you sit beside the water at dusk, you may hear two voices, one deep and shadowed, Naira, one bright as dawn, Elian, and woven softly between them, like a secret carried gently by the current. The voice of a child reminding both spirits and humans. Respect the rivers, and they will protect you. Dishonor them, and you awaken the war again. Moral lessons. Nature remembers harm longer than humans remember warnings. Light and shadow need each other. Imbalance breeds destruction. Respect what sustains you. The smallest courage can mend the greatest conflict. Our world survives only when we walk gently upon it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it just as I did. Remember to subscribe to the channel and click on the like button for more. I hope you learned some valuable lessons from this video today. See you in our next video.